What's going on, fam? Back again. Today we're going to talk about a subject that kind of dips into the realms of relationships. We're going to talk about standards versus expectations. Which one is a must-have and which one is something you might want to leave alone? So, B, let me ask you, standards versus expectations, which one is more important to you?
I'm gonna go with standards.
Okay, Carl?
Standards.
Okay. Trifecta.
No, you don't want to play the devil's advocate?
Oh, hell no.
Well,
Because expectations
Can be broken.
well, I'm sure you're going to
yeah.
break it down because
Yeah,
I
all
think
right.
some people might not know the difference.
Okay,
Fair,
so here we
yeah.
go. Standards are a part of your moral being,
Mm-hmm.
qualities and principles you live by. Basically, your preferences. Those are your standards. Expectations are beliefs in what you think others should do. So there.
Okay.
So when we talk about expectations, we're talking about this is what I think you should do. This is what I believe you should do. So be in relationships. Let me ask you, have you had that talk about expectations? Past relationships, because fam, B is a free agent. So he gon', yeah. Go ahead.
Thank you for enunciating that. But I'm gonna say no, and that was one of my struggles that I did have in relationships because, and we talked about this previous episode. You got that dependent type and the hyper independent. So I feel like being that, I taught myself to try to be proactive, to kind of watch for people's expectations and needs, and I would expect others to do the same with me. So I wouldn't communicate that. And I was just expecting that person to be proactive to my expectations or standards and whatnot. And I was shooting myself in the foot.
I was going to say, so how'd that work out for you?
It didn't work well. It forced me then to communicate those things. But, we live and we learn.
The hell, you probably blew up then. You had so much stuff built up inside of you.
I'm still living and
I can't
learning.
stand the way you brush your teeth.
It wasn't that bad.
Hey, I'm just saying. So at what point, though, did you realize that you should probably you probably should have had that conversation about expectations because that would have avoided you from getting to the point that you ultimately got to.
I think it comes down to nearly that toothbrush example when, tensions start to rise and you're like, well, I didn't know. And then I'm like, oh. And then on my end, I'm like, well, I expected you to know. But it doesn't work like that, right? Not everybody can foreshadow or foresee things. And that's when I say, I need X, Y, and Z. And then I'm like, oh, okay. And it's cool. So that's when I come back and learn and say, okay, I got to communicate those things because not everyone's a mind reader.
Well, I think that's one of the biggest problems with expectations, Carl, is that a lot of times it's based on assumptions. You want the other person to assume that they should know what you expect
like that,
from
y'all.
them. So how do you combat that? I mean, outside of communication, is this something that you talk about up front? If you're going, because expectations versus standards, we've all agreed that standards are more important, but I wanted to start with expectations because I want to give, the audience an opportunity to see just how, in my opinion, damning expectations can be to a relationship.
Well, standards, and I have to go back to that. We all said standards are more important. And even using your definition or using the definition, I'm not going to say Eugene made it up. So I need to make sure using the definition, it's what you live by. So I'm going to go deeper than the toothbrush example. Okay.
Uh-oh.
You meet somebody and you say, my standard is I don't do drugs at all. Never have, never will. And I don't believe in that. That's just me. That's my standard. You meet a woman and she's doing bumps of cocaine. Now,
How often?
I mean, we about to go out. Oh, okay.
Oh, you got to get right.
Yeah,
Take the edge off.
I'm going to get right. But she says to you, I don't do this as much as I used to. I'm weaning myself off. Well, if you know my standard, I wouldn't have to communicate my expectation. Why would you do that in front of me? That's not my standard, or the way I live is I for those things.
Well, I did
So
one bump, not two.
exactly. So you're saying, well, you can't expect me to just stop cold turkey. You know this stuff is addictive. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's like
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
right. So do I morph my standard now? Because like, well, she is trying. I mean,
Well, but see, that's up to you, because I think that if you know that that's your standard and that's a belief that you have, then I'm not sure that you should deviate from that.
I'm not either. And I'm not
Mhm.
advocating that people do. What I'm saying is you have people that will.
Yep.
But at the same time, if I've set that as my standard, why would you expect me to deviate? Why would you're going to have a different expectation of me even though I've communicated my standard?
But does she expect it, or she just don't give a damn?
Yeah, I'm gonna say, or
Well,
does she not respect it?
And if you don't respect it, then you can go out right now and I'm going to stay home. Or I'm going to go this way, you go that way. Cuz we understand right now that my standard isn't being met.
Take
Or
your
while she
drugs,
go
too.
out, then you can go find you somebody else. I'm just saying.
It's a big C out here.
Probably her friend, the one that I don't do drugs.
Mm.
Anyway.
Clean
Call her over,
nose.
talking about she want to talk to her. She get, oh, she left already. Oh, come over here. Let's go sit on the porch.
Yeah.
But so B, let me ask. So putting expectations, putting your values and beliefs on others, I think that is Carl, to your point, one of the things that we do with expectations,
Mhm.
because one of the biggest mistakes that we make is, again, assuming that people know what our expectations are.
Mhm.
And if you haven't talked about them, then, I mean, in my opinion, your relationship is doomed.
Yeah,
Because
eventually.
ultimately what I think is that failed expectations can lead to stuff like resentment.
It's gonna build up. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, and a lot of times I think, expectations, people projecting like their fantasy on other people.
Yeah, exactly.
So how do you combat that when you have, had your expectations not realized with an ex? Because again, family, B is a free agent. But go ahead.
Thanks for the reintroduction to that. But the way I like to look at it, I look at that as like, okay, this would be happening in a perfect world, right? And we all know it's not a perfect world. Not like I'm gonna have somebody doing lines in my bathroom, but it's things like I'm
I
gonna
said a bump, but you
Damn, she's doing the line.
doing line.
well, you said the girl had a
Well, the
problem.
bump is a little spoon, then you talking about, or but the line
we
is.
said the hypothetical girl was working on herself. I was just using Deborah as an example.
I'm not saying she was hypothetical back in the day. I'm
Oh, sorry, Deborah.
Yeah.
But
her name wasn't Deborah.
back to the hypothetical Deborah. So I like it. It's a perfect world, and that kind of sets the tone down. Like, because again, no was perfect, because we could put ourselves in the same position. This woman can have expectations of X, Y, Z, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. You don't meet those, but again, that's for her in a perfect world. And I think a lot of us, we kind of shoot ourselves in the foot, thinking this the person I'm dating or this the person I'm working with, because this can go a million different places. This is my cousin, this is my sister, and you can have these expectations of what said person is supposed to do, but you got to remember, in a perfect world, because we're not little puppeteers controlling people. But when they come back to the standards, like, hey, I respect you, you respect me, that's fair.
Well, okay, because when you're talking about standards, of course, you're talking about, your values and your beliefs. Let me ask both of you guys, do you think that expectations should be realistic? And by realistic, I mean you may feel they're realistic, but the other person may not. So how do you get to that middle road?
I don't think, and this is just me, and this comes with age.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have expectations of people anymore at all.
Because people will disappoint.
Because people will
Fair.
People will people. So you have to live by your standards, because you would expect people to do certain things, like you said, in a perfect world.
Yeah.
It's almost like when you're driving, you have to drive very defensively nowadays, because typically if you're going on a 2-lane highway, you're going east, the other person's going west, that you just thinking they're going, but now I got to look, are they going to veer over?
Do the
Are
Ricky
they gonna
Bobby.
do
You
this?
ain't first, you
Are they
last.
gonna, it's like, is the person in front of me just gonna slam on brakes
Is he on the
for
phone?
no reason?
He on
Are they on the
FaceTime?
phone and a FaceTime? Are they recording a TikTok? I don't know.
Doing
You know what I'm saying?
cocaine.
So doing
Deborah.
doing lines on the dashboard. I don't,
Got the
what I'm
steering
saying?
wheel.
Right? They
I
doing
can't
all
turn.
because I look. You're like, Deborah, you told you to leave that stuff alone. But it's like I can't. You have to. It's like, you have to live defensively almost nowadays because for a couple reasons, for your own safety and protection.
No,
And I
I
mean
like
that.
that.
And I don't mean that just in physical
Yeah, no,
safety,
I
but
see what you're going. Yeah,
and then just for realistically.
Mhm.
I mean, so when you start talking about expectations and what should you expect and how should they be realistic? We don't have that no more.
So I kind of think though
Yeah.
that expectations are they're restrictive in nature because it's what I expect of you.
Yeah.
And if you don't give me what I expect, then again, ergo, there's a problem. Or vice versa. Because even with communication, and we talk about expectations, a lot of times, Carl, being married, we've been told that that's a conversation you should have prior to getting married. Conversation about expectations. And any serious relationship, that's what you want to do. But again, I'm taking a different look at it now because I'm saying to myself, well, damn, if she tells me this is what she expects, then I know whether or not I can give that to her.
Yeah.
If I can't, and I
well,
still continue in the relationship, am I wrong? Am I saying, well, maybe I can at some point, but I don't necessarily want to do it now?
Is she gonna build resentment to you
Is the
because you can't
expectation
meet the
built on?
expectation?
Is the expectation going against your standard?
Is it realistic?
That's good.
We could go
Because
for days
because
with
if the
that.
expectation is going against your standard, and you say, "Can I evolve into this?" No.
Because that's one of the things too that people shouldn't expect you to evolve. You are who you are. And I always say that if you're going to change, you have to change for yourself, not for anybody else. Because if you change for somebody else, in my opinion, it's going to be temporary. It's not going to be something that's going to last. And at some point, if it's temporary, you're going to revert and fall back into your old ways. And now all of a sudden,
are who you are.
Yeah. I can't believe that you could. Well, yeah, I thought I could, but I can't. Guess what?
You couldn't party with Deborah.
And now we both upset.
Exactly. So you're
Now
going
your
to
nose
rehab.
bleeding.
I think too, when we talk about expectations in relationships, there are some myths out there. One of the ones that I grabbed onto, I started looking at was we've all heard that old myth. All you need is love. In a relationship, all you need is love.
Who said that? Well, no.
I said it's a myth.
I know people have said it.
I said, hey, and B, what say you?
That's not all you need.
Hey,
I mean, it's a huge component, but it's not all you need.
So,
what else do you need besides that in a relationship?
I'm gonna stomp that myth into the ground because yes, and I'm not saying like look, you should love in a relationship. That's a cornerstone, but that's it. Like, no, there's a lot of other things outside of love. Because yes, I get it. I'm not disdaining love. Love is a beautiful thing. You're supposed to love your partner, love your family.
Yeah, you sound real sincere saying that, but I just want to.
I'm just Webster, but. Let's just be serious. If you dealing with a woman and you just love her and that's it, is that it?
But I think in her mind, she's thinking, you love me, you love everything about me. Carl, I could think of a few other things that go into that. Patience, okay? Commitment, communication, intimacy.
What about the protection and the provision and all that? You don't get that.
Well,
you just get
to
the
me,
love.
That's a part of love? No.
I think protection is not a provision part.
Is that part of love, Carl?
I mean, depending on what you say is provision.
Oh, you talking about? Oh
no, because I
know what I'm thinking. I'm gonna provide that.
Yeah, see,
no, that's
not
that.
That's
love.
the intimacy part.
And that's again, that's different.
I'm talking
from
about.
love.
I can love you But I just can't work for the man. So I got to do my own thing. And so I'm gonna go sell these papers on Sundays. And
Because that's your dream.
on
I
Mondays
love
I'm gonna
you.
work at the Kroger getting the buggies out.
That's
out the-
exactly where I'm
and it's
going.
like I can't, you know what I'm saying? But I love you though.
Yeah, and that's exact because you
I
see where I'm
do.
going. I love you. We gonna get this apartment together.
Apartment.
It's $2,000 a month.
Apartment.
I got $250 on it,
We gonna
but I
rent-
love you.
We gonna rent this room.
No, we gonna get an apartment.
Wait.
No, this be happening though.
I understand.
So this is love. He loved her, but he only got $200 for that apartment. Is love gonna keep that relationship?
Yeah, it's like
Love and a job.
He got a
Which
job.
He got a
no,
job.
but she got to cover.
He doing the papers on Sunday.
Yeah, I'm doing.
Oh.
I'm doing. I can't. I
So
can't
he got
be
$200.
restrictive,
His back got hurt in a car accident.
And he waiting on the settlement to come through. Okay.
He loved her.
How
though.
many years ago was that?
Let's say 6, 7, 8. It's on the way.
It's on the way.
And
Yeah.
he might end up
The
getting.
insurance company is tripping.
Yeah, they
Exactly.
get
You
about
know how
5,000
that go.
after. the
Exactly.
lawyers get-
So that's
okay.
like 2 months right there.
And once he get that 5,000, then he gonna go out and buy him a used Mercedes.
I had a dude say one time he quit his job because he was being sexually harassed. And I asked him, I said, "So who's the lawyer? You got, like, nah, man, I'm just gonna let that go, man. I ain't even gonna worry about it." Now, mind you, he's in a relationship with his at this time, his wife,
Hmm?
and she's working.
He didn't go through that HR presentation.
She's working, and he's home playing video games.
But does he love her?
That's
all he needs.
He said
See?
he said now
That's all he
I can't doubt, and he didn't treat her bad or anything like that. So
And she was cool with it.
well, they're not together anymore
Uh-oh.
So,
because
I guess we know what her
because there was
standards were.
more required than just
love. Huh? Love wasn't enough. What's love got to do with it?
So
huh?
it's like you can't walk into the. Again, what is my standard? And again, that's going to be talked about before you get into these. Should be
There you go.
should be talked about before you get into these committed relationships.
So what about the expectation of knowing what the other person is thinking and feeling? You should know this. This is an expectation that they have of you. You should know what I'm thinking. You should know what I'm feeling. So
We in love?
you shouldn't have to ask me what's going on.
Are we in? How long have we been together?
I don't know, 3, 4, 5 years.
A couple years in, you gonna know some things.
You're gonna
but you
know-
won't know everything.
But they expect that you're going to know. That you should know.
I would say 90%. Yes, you should.
Yeah,
You're
this gonna be the one off.
You're gonna know because, and this is the thing
What
about
they know and what they feel.
Okay, you're using two different things now.
No, that's an expectation that people have.
Because
you should know
So
what
you
they
saying
are
you-
thinking
you
and what they're feeling.
So you basically putting it like we supposed to know if we walk in the house, it's a bad day.
Yep.
I'm gonna say 9 times out of 10 you gonna know, but there's
Yeah.
gonna be that one
It's
off
gonna
where
be
you
some
can't
one-offs.
tell, and it happens.
And I don't think those will be just necessarily serious issues
Yeah.
because, and I don't want to just put this on women, but we know women do evolve. Women do have different
Season.
seasons and emotional
He
issues.
said seasons.
I ain't gonna hold on. I want you to word
I
issues.
said season. See, he said issues.
I don't want
I'm
to
on
say
your-
issues.
I'm on
I
your
take that
side.
back. Emotional roller coaster moments, so to speak. So I don't think those are going to be, deal breakers. Yeah, you might get into a little back and forth, but okay, 90% of the time you're going to know what's going on.
Yeah.
Now, should they tell you though?
Hell yeah. Because my thing is that one off is going to be the one that's going to blow up the house.
So let me ask this. So I'm going to flip it.
Pop
Do-
quiz.
Do men tell women?
No.
No, but I don't give a damn.
Suck it
I'm
up.
not going to tell you. Why do I
Okay.
need to tell you?
But
What you gonna do?
both of those answers is what you're going to get.
do?
Why should I tell you? And then you're going to say,
What you going to do about it?
My transmission slipping. I'm upset. What I'm gonna
Yeah, you going to get out there and get up under the car and fix it?
exactly. I'm gonna go
Well,
fix
no,
it.
I can't. Well, that's why I ain't tell you.
but I can't. But if my transmission's slipping and I'm upset about it, I should be able to express that.
Express me the $2,000 to fix it.
Okay, but I should be able
Or
to
you say
express
something
that.
to me smart and I slap the hell out of you.
Well,
Then what?
I ain't hitting
See,
nobody.
I'm just saying.
But that's what it manifests to.
We don't condone
No
violence.
domestic violence.
No domestic violence.
No DV. We got clean records on See Here's the Thing.
But that's what it manifests to. Because a woman will tell you walk in the house and like you said, you can kind of see like, hey, how you doing? And you see her face screwed up like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, you know.
How many times have I told you not to leave a swallow of juice in this bottle? I walk in here and you ain't left nothing in here. Why didn't you just eat these last 2 potato chips? Why did you leave? You know, they'll have that. And they're gonna tell you all of that.
Mm-hmm.
I come in and I need to pay $2,000 for a transmission.
You talking about the
and they say, what's wrong with you? Nothing.
But they do that too. I mean, you know, if because they'll say nothing, and then you are supposed to know through osmosis exactly what the problem is.
But
because you paying attention to them.
But their problem is going to be them chips.
You supposed to remember. You supposed to remember.
It ain't the $2,000 for the transmission.
But you supposed to remember that when you woke up at 4 a.m. kind of sleepy with a little sore throat, that you went to go get that juice and then you went back to sleep. You forgot.
Or 3 years ago when she told you.
To paint the garage.
I can't stand it when you leave 2 chips in there. You supposed to remember that.
Meanwhile, your car about to explode,
and you talking about some chips. I mean, it's like
you got the quote for the shot 25-55.
That's when the fight breaks out because I got all of this stuff going on with me, and you talking to me about some chips. It's like,
but even if you do tell them, that's still gonna piss you off. They're gonna come back with them chips because they're gonna make the chips more important than your transmission.
It's just a car.
So that's why. So I'm gonna say something, ladies who are watching. That's why men don't say nothing. That's why men don't communicate because, like you just said,
y'all need to open
chips
up.
It's gonna be more important
than my
transmission.
That stupid car.
Because I done told you more than one. You only telling me about the transmission for the first time today, but I done told you at least twice. Don't leave 2 chips in the bag.
Transmission go out, and I got to ask you for a ride to work. Why you got? You got to hear all that.
And then you in the other room, girl, let me go because I got to go give him a ride to work. Yup.
He done ate all the Doritos.
Broke down.
He done ate all my Doritos, and I got to take him to work tomorrow. I hate him.
She rolling on a brand new car. Like, what's going on? You sitting on something 25 years old. Nah.
And she ain't got no chips. Communication is key sometimes.
All the time. But again, you know, it comes to expectations and standards. I think, too, with standards being who we are and what we believe in, one of the things that I was always taught coming up is being respectful to women, of course, because I grew up in a house full of women. So I think, though, that some of that has been lost in how,
I can agree with
we
that.
treat women these days. It helps if we were to, tell women what we will accept, what we won't accept when it comes to standards. Carl, you talking earlier, I don't do cocaine, so I don't want nobody to do cocaine.
Yeah, bro.
See, there we go again. Here's one that I like too, that we hear a lot with women and men when it comes to standards. Although I've seen people go against it, they want somebody who doesn't live with their parents.
How old are we?
Yeah.
Is there age on it? Okay, anything over 25. If you're over 25, you don't need to be living with your parents. As a man, I'm saying.
Okay,
women to men.
Okay, yeah, I was like, well,
because it's different.
I really
it's different
wouldn't
with women, but
care. A guy, you got to get out the house.
I mean,
you got to.
Again, I'm gonna go back to my why. Because if I'm a woman, I'm looking at a man who's, let's say 27, 28, and he's still at home. I'm gonna say why. And if he says, well, I got 100,000 in the bank. I'm trying to get to 120 so I can put this down on this house that okay.
That's valid.
Okay. If it's
but is it true?
I mean, how long is it going? Well, the answer. Well, the questions.
Now, if you got 375 in the bank, that's a different conversation.
The questions are still going to be, okay, well, what's the 120? What's the goal for the 120? And why is that a good number? How far do you think you are from that? Just because if you volunteer the information, I want to find out. Now, if
Okay, that's
we're gonna have that kind. If it's just like, my mama washed my clothes, so it's just kind of
That's why I say you need to get out the
or
house.
they'll. I've heard brothers flipping it, talking about my mama stay with me. No,
But they
your
be in
mama
the
your
don't
mama's
stay.
basement.
house.
Yeah,
They in the basement and she got the master
stay,
bedroom.
She stay with me. Yeah, I let her do that because she got a bad back. So yeah, I let her. My mama stay with me.
So you taking care of your mama.
She taking care of him because she pay the bills.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
I mean, again, you're gonna ask
wonder why she coming over going through the side door.
You want to ask why, and or no, you come right. You coming? Shh.
My
We gonna
mama
go
sleep.
back though.
My mama sleep.
Who?
It's 8:30. She go to bed early.
Oh, downstairs, don't scream.
Again, that's why you need to get out the house.
I
Because
mean,
you can't.
yeah, and I think that if a woman, that's her standard.
I mean, I think you shouldn't deviate when you talking about your standards. I
No,
don't think
I don't think you
should
should
deviate.
either.
There, in my opinion, standards are non-negotiable because that's
I
what
respect
you
that
believe
one.
in.
I
Like we
respect that
said, you can't even invite her to go sit on the porch because your mom out there reading the paper
and smoking a cigarette.
Ain't yelling at the neighbors.
Get
Get off my crib.
In her house coat.
Right.
One of the things I think too, as I was looking, is: do you think, both of y'all, that you need to justify your standards to somebody?
No.
No, I think if you are clear with them, I don't think you need to justify. I'm not saying don't be vague.
But yeah, and then what if they
Yeah.
come back with a question on it? Well, how come you don't you don't want to be involved with a man that's got kids?
I don't think you need to explain that. Like, a woman told me why I want to date somebody that has kids, I would just say I don't want to. And I think you should be able, because you don't have to
You
explain
don't think that's
why.
adversarial though? I don't want to. Damn it! Don't ask me no more.
We got free will.
So, okay, I'm glad you brought that up because I was going to bring this up too. If you are Brandon's age and you say I don't want to date a woman who has kids, okay, I can understand that.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you've never been married.
I don't have them.
You don't have any children. You want to build a family with your mate.
So for me,
is that one of your standards now?
Yeah, it's not gonna work. Yeah, so yeah, it's not gonna work. So, but it's valid, you know.
So flip that. If it's guys our age who say, "I want a woman who don't have no kids," is that a realistic standard?
We'll see. No, because like I tell people all the time, I will say like me dating somebody with kids, I wouldn't do it now. But if I was 45 and out here dating, then I'd be like, okay, you can have.
Because
you're gonna be by yourself.
That's
exactly
my point.
So if you gotta change and deviate, but at
if
30,
it's a guy out here who is, and we over 50. If it's a guy out here that's over 50 who's saying, I don't want to date a woman with having kids, I don't want to date a woman who been married before.
Good luck.
I don't want to date. It's like,
you're looking for a unicorn.
That's when standards become expectations that are unrealistic.
Thank you.
It's unrealistic because it's like at our age, everybody's lived at least 2 lives. At least.
And there's a kid in there.
It's a kid in there.
Well, and if you have a man over 45 that ain't got no kids,
hey,
we done all slipped up.
And I mean,
at least once.
You got a potential kid out there somewhere.
Hey, no.
She said, I don't believe it.
I ain't never had no
look.
She keep talking about he look like me. No, he don't. But it's like, is that realistic? That's why I'm telling you, I was really into that Netflix show, The Later Daters, and I hope they bring it back. That's what fascinated me because I'm like, if you're looking at people who are 50 plus and they're in the dating world now, what are their expectations and are they realistic? Because all of those people had, all of them, I think, had been married.
The majority probably married.
Had been married at least once.
Or kids.
They had adult children.
Yeah.
Some of them had grandchildren.
Oh, so yeah, you can't do that.
So it's like you're looking at these people, and I'm saying to myself, how can I say, well, I don't want the man and the woman are gonna come with some baggage, emotional, and maybe just other things. It's like how what is your expectation? And is it realistic? And your standard can't be dating a woman with no children, period.
I mean, good luck at
Because like
trying
you said,
it because then
you're going to be by yourself.
Because then you're gonna be I'm gonna do that 45. That was my number. You're gonna be the 45-year-old guy looking for the what? 28-year-old?
But the crazy part is
28-year-olds
9
don't
times
go
out of
for
10
it
they
and
got
hurt.
kids. So how you
That's
go?
the thing too. I got to go back.
So now your subset even smaller.
I got to go to the high school graduations as a 55-year-old man.
You trying to pick them right out.
Saying, hello.
What college you about to go to?
Sitting across the street at the
Need some money on your
McDonald's.
books. Put some money on your. I mean, come on now. Because it's like, what is what's the realistic expectation that you're gonna meet a woman, even 45? If you're 55 and she's 45.
But even I think that's a problem too. A lot of us have. A lot of people have unrealistic expectations, but still push them out there.
And they push them as a standard.
Mm-hmm.
And then they wonder why I'm just out here in La La Land because you trying to reach the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
Okay, so let me
basically.
ask then, who is it up to let that person know you crazy?
Well, I don't think it is. I think you just eventually gonna realize.
But
That's
you
you
gonna keep
I don't
chasing.
think people do event. That's you from sitting over where you sitting, looking at them, you gonna say both of them things. You crazy.
No, I'm
that's unrealistic.
I'm gonna quote I know people gonna not like it, but I'm gonna quote the Kevin Samuels. Buy a dog, die alone, because that's all it's gonna come. If you gonna think I'm the 45-year-old dude that's gonna get me a 22-year-old with no kids, because why the 22-year-old gonna get the 22-year-old dude with no kids versus Charles over here who back hurting?
Charles with disability.
Because if that 22-year-old do get you, Charles, you're gonna be like Kevin Samuels.
Exactly.
You're gonna end up just like Kevin Samuels.
Get a 28-year-old or 22-year-old
with your bag.
Now, and B, you must have been reading my mind because talking about Kevin Samuels, I know that people had some issues with him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what amazes me is that the majority of them were women. However, as men, looking at a lot of what he had to say, my only problem, quite honestly, with Kevin Samuels was the way that he said some of the things that he said. His delivery.
Because he got on men too.
Exactly.
And it was harsh.
But, there were some things that, we all would look at videos like, he's right. Because he wasn't harsh all the time.
No, he was
I think one of the things that he would encourage self-improvement, because a lot of women on there thinking that they going to get, what do you call them, a high-value man. And, one lady I saw a video, she was 47 with, I think, 3-4 kids. And she wanted a high-value man. And he had to tell her that's not going to happen. So, he told her, I think she was working on her PhD. He said, now, if this was 20 years ago, then yeah, 27, working on your PhD, yeah, you get high. He said, but now, no, that's not going to happen.
But I guess, again, where do they think you're going to find these men?
Exactly.
Because you talk about pee in the dating pool. This is a bathtub at this point. Because it's like
pool. It's a kiddie pool. It's still a pool.
I mean, you're 30. You're 30-something years old. You're working on your PhD. 3 kids. Obviously, been in some type of relationship before, or either multiple.
You don't even have time.
So
you don't have time.
And who are you going to associate with? You're going to associate with other people that are on that level. 9 times out of 10, the men that are on that level are already in committed relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they get snatched up.
So now who's your, and it's like,
you can be a side chick.
Charles.
But
Charles with the bad back.
But does Charles want you? Because you too smart for me, not good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, Charles wants a 22-year-old. That's why I saw him messed up.
Charles got a nice little pension set up. Charles got a boat. He might have, we in Detroit. You know how it is.
Hey.
We got a boat. He got a couple cars. His house paid off.
And them pills.
But Do you want to hang with you? Charles don't really want you. Charles want to go to the bar.
Yeah, Charles don't want to be with the 3 kids though.
He don't want,
He want them young
because
bucks.
his kids out the house.
Oh yeah, and he like it like that.
He like it like that.
I think too. One of the things that I liked about Kevin Samuels when he wasn't being harsh, he would give reality checks, man, on women and their dating expectations. I mean, he flat out tell them that's not gonna happen. No.
But I think we talked about this too. Are they gonna listen? And because that was the biggest thing about Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels would say it, and then he would get pushback, and then that's when his tone would change.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people say it wasn't he coming out, you ugly, you ain't gonna never be nothing, you will never have nobody. It wasn't like that. It was more so
it's not legit.
He asked you, what are your, what's your measurements? How much do you weigh?
Age, weight, city.
But you know what was funny too is he would ask them to repeat it so that he would make sure that he heard it correctly. You say you're a size 18. Okay, all right.
Yeah,
and you want a man that's in the gym every day.
He gotta be. I like him to be ripped, and I like it.
And don't get me wrong, he did that about the fellas too. So we're not just picking on the women. He would tear into the guys
because it's like you saying you want all of it. Well, and then
I'm an up and coming artist. I need a model.
I hate this term. Bring to the table. I hate that. What do we bring to the table?
Yeah.
Again, what are your expectations? Because that's what this really is. What are your expectations? And you're right. I've had people after he passed. I had a buddy of mine was like, you know what? I had never heard of this guy, but somebody turned me on to him. And this is he's spitting real. I mean,
he's like, wait a minute,
where has he been?
And he's saying the same thing. He's like, I understand why people were saying because he get kind of rude sometimes, but he ain't telling no lies. It's like, and I think that's what really got people upset more so than his delivery. It was, you're trying to crush my dreams.
I just was about to say that. And that's the problem though, because again, you can, but you shouldn't be living with unrealistic expectations.
But again, I say, because...
But I only think we can only break
No, but
them.
I'm saying because Kevin Samuels would tell people this, who is it up to tell people?
I think it's just to bump your head because they
don't learn.
You got guys out here that be like, all right, I live at my mom's basement. I'm an up and coming rapper.
How old are you?
You say an up and coming
I don't know, but
rapper.
It's somewhere in between 20 and 30 years old, and then he gonna meet the woman that's let's just say he meet the 30-year-old that's got her PhD and she got it all together. She got a nice luxury condo. He think he gonna get her. Who gonna tell him that? You can tell him he not gonna get her. He's still gonna try.
So if you had a friend and they confided in you and they had unrealistic expectations or they had standards that you like, I don't know, would you tell them?
Yes, but are they gonna listen? That's the thing.
But that's my point though.
Listen.
It's up to us to tell these people. I mean, if you listen, that's on you. If you don't, that's on you.
That's where I think the disconnect. Cause I feel like you could tell like the Kevin Samuels stuff. He was basically arguing with people, saying, "I'm gonna get this dude that got this," and the dude was like, "It don't matter."
Did he ever have any success stories where people came back on the show and be like, "Ha ha, I told you"?
I missed that. I don't know. We should look that up.
I did hear a couple of women in particular say, okay. Because and it was kind of like maybe they needed that. Because I always looked at Kevin Samuels as when you got people calling in, these women were really just calling in to argue with him.
Yeah, and that
disagree with what he said.
Because they wanted
I don't like your tone.
They wanted to have a spotlight and they wanted to show somebody that I can make it. They wanted to be that success story because they wanted to have this platform so they could circle back and say, guess what? I made it because you said I wasn't and I was going to.
But I never saw that happen because for the most part, people were humiliated.
Maybe he passed before it could happen.
Oh,
we need to do a run back and try to solicit Kevin Samuels rejection success story.
Oh,
because
if y'all got them, send them to us.
Yeah, I need to know that because
you can come right here.
But to your point, B, when you saying, if you tell them, I think that nowadays you be viewed as a hater.
Well, yeah, is that
And I don't need that negative energy.
and we
You're
live in
not
a
really
They
my
way
fall
friend.
back on that.
You
we
not
live
really
in a
my
way
friend.
But then
softer world too. You can't do that.
Absolutely.
So you combine it. I don't know. Okay, we could just say it's a softer world. So you can't hurt nobody's feelings. You quote unquote hurting somebody's feelings if you tell them their expectations are unrealistic.
Well, then they can use you as a motivator. What they say, I'm gonna let my haters be my
Just like people,
motivators.
my teacher said I ain't never gonna be nothing.
I was
It's
just about to use
just
that.
like
I was
that.
just
You
about to
told me I
use
could
that.
never get
He
no
said
dude.
I was never
You
gonna
can't,
make
I
it.
can't get no
He
bad
said-
woman because I'm broke. It's the same thing. It's too mean, but it's
Nobody
the
told
truth.
you that.
But you know what I'm
But if
getting
you
at.
say that to like, bruh, you sell papers on the side of the
Yeah,
freeway.
exactly. Because like
on
you said, if I'm
Sundays.
sitting my boy at work at McDonald's and he be like, all right, bro, let's go out to Birmingham and go pick up some chicks. I'm like, come on now.
Come on, like get in the car. We get ready to go, or come on, like nah, bro, that's not.
You
gonna
can't even afford to go over there. So it's like, be realistic. You got to go.
So okay, so I love this example. This analogy. If a guy, I don't care what you making, guy walking to McDonald's, see an attractive woman behind the counter, you still be like, hey, how you doing?
Yep.
What you know?
But I like how them polyester pants is
Right.
fitting.
You all right.
Flip it around though.
Now,
Flip it
same
around.
thing. If a woman walking
Flip it
if a
around.
woman that's got a part-time job at TJ Maxx
Flip it around.
walking to McDonald's and see the
Oh,
guy
he
behind the
crusty,
counter, hey, how are you? Just give me my Big Mac and
You
leave
know
me
what's funny?
alone.
You know what's
You
funny?
smell like French fries.
Exactly.
And you know what? That's the craziest thing because I hear like I'll talk to one of my female friends. She'd be like, I'm at Checkers or whatever. It's like, I know you're not trying to talk to me from that window, but I'm like,
Like,
and it's the
you
craziest
buying
thing.
the Glorilla meal.
And it's the craziest thing because if it was the right, if it's a certain guy, they're like, dang, she done gave me my fries. And hold on now, but that's just the world we live in.
I've seen, like you said, cats will spit game through the drive-through window, lying behind them.
They don't care.
I'm not moving till I get your information, sweetheart.
But if you switch it around, you try to holler at her through that window, boy.
Police.
Police, you gonna get shut down immediately
And fired.
Yeah. So it's like,
Harassing customers.
so come on. It's
How do you think that, just getting back to Kevin Samuels real quick, one thing that I saw that I liked is that when he would explain to women about men and how we operate, I remember I saw one video where a lady was talking about being submissive. And she was against being submissive because I think a lot of times a worldly view of submissive is, whatever you like, all this shit.
yeah.
But he broke it down and he used something which I thought was a good term. He said that men don't necessarily want a submissive woman. We just want somebody that has respectful cooperation.
I like
And I
that.
say, hey, you know what? Because as men, one of the things that it's embedded in our DNA is that zest for respect in any relationship. And I think part of it is because of the way that we have been, socially and culturally conditioned to accept the beatdown.
Yep, to be at the bottom
from society.
of the totem pole.
Exactly. So in a relationship, I don't want to feel like my partner is doing to me what the world is trying to do to me. And when you're in, a committed relationship, for me, I can't speak for anybody else, but I view it more so as a partnership. And I think that, to the term that he used, respectful cooperation, it goes both ways.
Yeah, two-way
But
street.
sometimes I think women get caught up and their idea of disrespect is different from our idea of disrespect.
Oh, yeah.
A woman can think you being disrespectful to her if you say, what's up, as opposed to, hey, how you doing? We know what disrespect
Tone.
is. It's on a totally different level for men.
You stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've used that with people before. You being disrespectful, I ain't call you out your name.
Well,
It was your tone.
no, I get more tone because I raise my voice when I talk sometimes.
Occasionally.
And I
More often
get,
than not.
you're yelling at me. I'm not yelling at you. I may be raising my voice, but it's just for inflection. It's a tone. And then so I get a retort. Well, it's not what you're saying, it's how you say
The
it.
delivery.
So again, I can't express myself. I can't be communicating.
No.
You know what I'm saying? It's like
No.
I'm trying to communicate
No.
the best way I know how.
No.
I'm not being disrespectful. I'm not calling you out your name. I'm not even saying you stupid. I
Nope.
could say, even if you do something, I could say, well, that wasn't smart. Well, now I'm being disrespectful and hurting your feelings. It was I can do things
Now I'm
myself and say,
stupid.
I mean, I've done things myself and say it out loud, like, Carl, that was dumb. Why you do that?
Mhm.
I mean, you know. So what should I get offended at myself? Oh, I'm disrespectful.
Carl, you so disrespectful
Yeah,
to Carl.
it's like, I mean, it is what it is.
Mhm.
But the submissive part, you're right. I think it more turns into when women think submissive, they thinking that you're gonna say, sit down and shut up and do what I say.
Get back in the kitchen.
That's
you
not
know.
that's not what that is. It's more so of, and I've heard this even at a job. You've got a hierarchy. You've got managers, you've got assistant managers, you've got directors and everybody else. If you an assistant manager and you're trying to do the director's job, the director's gonna tell you, hey, come back in your lane.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm here for a reason. You trying to take my place now? So it's the same thing in a relationship. Respectful cooperation is a good thing. But if you're in a relationship and if you're a man and you're the head of the household, certain things gonna be like, okay, hey, let me take care of this. I got it. I just need you to do X, Y, Z.
So is that a standard or is that an expectation? So
That-
as a man, my standard is what I say goes in terms of leading this household. If we agree that I'm leading the household.
Under those terms and stipulations.
It should be a standard, but you got to live up to that standard.
Bingo. What do you mean by head of household?
Because the first time you say I'm the head of this household,
That's what I said.
so when I get back from selling these papers on the side of the road, I expect my breakfast to be on the table. It's like, what?
Yeah, good luck with that one.
You know what I'm saying? It's like this is all you providing. Is,
As I
you
said
know,
that provision word
so
earlier.
you can't. Your standard has to be realistic. You can't just say I'm a man and I'm the head of the household.
Well,
you not doing
have-
jack
it's-
squat.
You have to demonstrate.
It's some brothers out there because you will get called out on
Oh,
that.
absolutely.
So whether things go right or wrong, you the head of the household.
And I'll call out brothers who will think that way, because it's like, come on, bro.
They still out there.
Yeah, they still out there.
Yep.
I'm telling you, I don't like. There's still men who have very patriarchal ideas and they want to be men and I'm a man and blah blah blah. And I'm saying to myself, okay, be a man then, because to me, anytime you gotta tell me you're something, you're not that.
Yep.
Mhm.
Just
Mhm.
proving yourself.
Mhm.
Just do it. I mean, I can see you what you're doing.
Yep.
You don't even have to tell your wife, your children, anybody, I'm the man, I'm the head of this house. You don't gotta tell them.
A tree shall
Just
bear
operate
its
in
fruit.
it. Operate in it. And if you do that, everybody's gonna be
Yeah.
like, oh, okay.
It
It
won't be a
should speak
question.
for itself.
The wife is gonna say, oh, he got it, because that's what he do.
But if I
Kids
see
gonna
you,
say he got it, that's what he do.
but if I see you out here saying you're a man and you trying to sell me a Sunday paper, trying to
Be
flag
one
me
of
down.
many jobs that he
No, that's the only
That
one.
better be the extra.
That's the only
that
one,
Better
G.
be that
That's
better be.
one of many jobs. You selling papers before you go to church, and he's a deacon at church. So
Nah.
just
He
saying.
gotta do something on Monday too, though.
No, he
Because deacons don't pay. They don't get.
still waiting on my check.
Ain't no salary coming with that either.
You ain't get no stipend.
Can't
you
tell-
big? You don't get no stipend from the
You
church?
can't call DTE and say, "Well, you know, I'm a deacon at the church."
Click. Hello.
Let me put that on my
Hello?
resume real
Hello?
quick.
We have to really take a step back when it comes, I think, to standards versus expectations. And like you started off by saying, standards are more important than expectations. Standards
Bingo.
are a part of who you are and what you do, what you believe in. Expectations are, in my opinion, they're ideas of what we think people should do.
Mhm.
And, putting that on somebody else, and that's not right.
Good
Not
luck.
fair. Exactly, because you can't expect people to do what you want them to do in every situation. Now, there are relationships where that dynamic may work. I don't know of any. Maybe it's some henpecked men out there that, will kowtow to their women, and that ain't us.
I mean, yeah, it is. I mean, but
Look on Instagram.
no, but you know what? Again, I don't want to poo-poo relationships because if that works for you, because here's the thing. There's some women that want to take care of a man.
I don't
And there's
know
some
any.
men that want to be taken care of.
But you know what, Carl? I'll say to that point, I've got a couple of female friends that have told me they're tired of being the woman and the man in a relationship.
Huh?
That can be.
Well, yeah, I've heard that too.
And that's
yeah.
just it. Because my thing is, I
Mm-hmm.
want to, and now I'm gonna go back and ask them, is that your standard or is that an expectation? Because I think that in the cases that I'm talking about, the man has come into the situation knowing that the woman is professional. She making more money than them. And like they say, the way you start is going to be the way you finish.
It's what you allow.
So, and then
That's my
you
thing.
get to a point where you get tired, but
It's what
whose
you
fault is
allow.
that?
You started out
That's
with
what I'm saying.
that.
You
But
allowed
okay,
it.
so
So
ultimately is your fault.
I would say that because you get the situation where they complain like he be on the couch at my house and he don't do nothing. He just brought his PlayStation over here. He ain't left in 2 weeks and did nothing.
And
but you allow him in the house.
But you knew it before you even allowed him in the house.
So it's like it's your fault, and vice versa. If men do it, you got a woman just she in here doing nothing and blah blah blah. You allowed it.
You've heard that. See, is that a standard or is that an expectation? That they expect they gonna come in and
I think that
and be a team player.
I think you didn't set a standard.
Yeah, I think,
Okay.
or you had it and just allowed it to be. I'm gonna just
It
let
wasn't
this
set.
go.
It wasn't a standard. If
Well,
you
was
just
it
allowed
voiced
it,
then? Because
it wasn't a standard. You could have voiced it. You could have said it. You could have said, I'm only gonna let this happen for so long, and you're gonna have to get a job.
you
Then
should know
3 weeks
better.
later, then
Yeah.
3 months later,
Yeah, and
I'm
you
trying.
and what is so long?
and now
Because you didn't put a time on, and then
Yeah.
you want to come complain to me, like you said. If it's a woman, I'm tired of being a woman. And I'm like, well, okay. I mean, that
Good
was
luck.
your choice
Yeah.
because he's and I've seen this too. Nice guys, they're just real cool people. They may even really treat you very well,
Nigga just don't want to work.
but he just don't want to work.
He just don't want.
He
What you
don't.
mean he don't want to work?
He allergic to jobs.
He will not. He just can't keep one. He can't do it. And I've seen women make excuses for these men, like
See, and that's the problem. You allowed it, so you can't be
allowed it.
complaining that Charles don't
So-
want to work.
And I'm good as
Charles
long
told
as
you he
long as
don't wanna
y'all
work.
are moving along, and you keep saying, well, he trying. He had an interview yesterday. He waiting for a phone call. I mean, as long as you say, but as soon as you flip that a script and say, I'm tired of being a woman and a man,
That's your fault.
that's your
But you know what
fault.
I find too is that it goes in ebbs and flows. There are times when they complain, and there are times when they don't say nothing. Where they posting stuff on social media,
I don't want to hear none of it.
and y'all happy, and yeah. So
I don't want to hear none of it, particularly on social media.
but
Yes, that's all
Because
fake
I
and
know,
highlights.
I know what's going on at the
Because
crib.
right after you post that picture, you stupid.
I know what's going on at the crib, and then next thing I know, like you said, Boo and Bay out on the deck. I know y'all lights about to get cut off. Y'all need to leave that restaurant and go sit on
You
the
took
porch.
a picture of that steak. Now you arguing like, I thought you was about to pay for this. Well, I can't pay for this,
I mean,
but you took the
come
picture.
on. Let's. I
I'm going to hit the car.
I
Watch
don't-
side though.
don't do that. It's a
all
lot
the
of.
facade.
It's a lot of, and you say it's a standard, but that's the thing. I think when you end up in those kind of relationships, you don't have standards, and that's a problem.
Or if you do, again, you waffled on them, and you
Yep, you folded.
kind of bended them. Okay, I'm gonna bend it a little bit.
Folded.
I just, you know, as we get older too, Carl, and we've talked about this before, a lot of times people our age, they're just itching for companionship and they don't want to, you know, be alone
Okay.
in these later years. And I still don't think though that should, you know, disregard your standards or whatever the case may be. Because I mean, come on now, you came in this world by yourself. What's wrong with going out by yourself?
Well, be honest with yourself. That's my thing. At that age, when you just want some companionship, be honest and say,
You get a
I
friend.
just want some. You can get
A lady friend.
You
You get a lady friend.
get a lady friend.
Joyce. You can call Joyce and
On the flip
rejoice.
side, the man is the special friend.
yeah, there you go.
You may not get no benefits, but you gonna have a friend.
Oh, hey,
He gonna Charles gonna come to the family gatherings with you.
Sure will.
Mr. Charles over there. We see you, Mr.
with
Charles.
that hat on. You know he got that
What-
hat.
What was
So-
my aunt's friend name? Oh Lord.
We all had one in the fam.
Yeah.
Mr. Jones.
Cool as the other side of
He
the pillow.
came through.
Cool, laid back, quiet guy.
What's going on, Mr. Jones? All right now.
And look, and like you said, was at all the family functions,
Mhm.
hung out with really cool guy.
Yep.
You know, but
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
but my aunt who was widowed, she said, I'm not getting married again.
Worked for her.
And she had her friend.
There you
Look
go.
at that.
And he passed away, and she was in the obituary as his special.
Special friend. And
See,
there we have it.
fam, don't let go of them standards. We telling y'all expectations, but standards, hold on to them. So we're going to wrap this up by saying, hey, this is us. This is what we talk about. We thank you guys for being with us. Don't forget to like the episode, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and throw comments in. You know, that's what we're here for. So until next time, let us say, stay prayerful, stay positive, stay patient, stay peaceful. See you guys later.